everyone, and welcome back. A couple of days ago, I finally drove Old Reliable home. Originally, I brought it in to, well, first I had the windshield fixed, so you don't have the dot to follow anymore. And then I brought it in to get a new gas tank put in because you put half a tank in and you could smell it leaking. And had to do a fuel pump at the same time since that's in the tank. And then the power steering was pretty bad, so I was going to have them put a new pump in, but they just, I don't know, drained the fluid, got the air out, and put more in there. And then it was fine, but I can tell when it's cold it's still making noise, so I think that's going to have to be addressed in the future. But anyway, I got all that done. Oh, yeah, and when that went in to get done, though, the reason I brought it in at that time was because after the windshield, I was going to drive it to work, and I got maybe 2 miles down the road, and all of a sudden there was steam coming out, and all my heat stopped, and I thought it was the heater core that went, but it was actually the hose that hooked up to the heater core. So anyway, it sat for a while before I brought it in because I had the diesel. So anyway, then I brought it in, got all that fixed, then drove it back to the hobby farmhouse, and it was winter. I was just about to go to Louisiana, and so I backed it into the snow going back towards where the swing set was. Just got into the snow, it started to spin, so I put it in drive and went forward, and the tranny went out on it. So there it sat. And it sat for quite a while, and then I brought it in this spring to get a new transmission put in, but I tell them every time I bring it up there is no hurry, I'm not driving this truck. So anyway, they got it done just right around deer hunting, and then I finally just went down there and picked it up and brought it home. Prior to all that happening, the fall before, this is back in 2019, my tabs on my truck had not been upgraded since 2019, and I went ahead and got that done also. But the fall before, I had brought it in and had the whole front end redone because it was getting loose and it was time, and then 4 new tires put on. So now I've got this truck and new tranny, all that stuff done. Tires have less than 2,000 miles on them. So now I'm just going to drive this thing if it keeps working good. You know, I took it real easy driving it up here, and it had a miss to it. But then I was thinking when I got that gas tank put in, they had me run up and fill it up with gas, which I did. And that gas had been in there for over a year. So anyway, when I was driving it up here, it got down to about a quarter tank, so I went ahead and filled it up. And now today, I'm not feeling any miss. Like right now, when it's on low, it's just running at around 1,300 RPM. You'd have a miss in it. I thought for sure there was a bad coil pack or whatever them things are called, but it's doing it a little bit, but not too bad. So I think it may be just getting some clean gas running through it is helping it out quite a bit. I know there's a lot of you, I mean, since the last time I drove Old Reliable, we probably have 80,000 more subscribers. But this truck right here has thousands of miles. People followed me along in this truck. Used to have a crack in the windshield, a little chip out of it, and everybody would follow the chip. So it's kind of strange having the brand new windshield. When this was in, they also had to put in one new brake line. There was one that was leaking. And then all this has is like a Y pipe and straight pipes out, and they were getting pretty bad, so they put some, I looked underneath there, they didn't even tell me about it, but they welded new straight pipes on here, so it did seem a little quieter because it was kind of right underneath the cab where it was leaking through the pipes, and now they go all the way back to the rear end. I am taking it real easy driving it right now because, you know, just like anything else, if you don't use it, you lose it. And basically sitting since late 2019, that's a long time to just sit there. So I like to drive it and then, you know, shut her down and let all those seals whatever. You know, I just worry that something dried out and I'm gonna get a leak. people in comments, because I mentioned this on the community Facebook, said about putting a plow on this truck. I'm not going to put a plow. I will never put a plow on a vehicle that I do like some of my everyday driving with. When I was younger, I had a 69 Chev 4-wheel drive with a plow, and I mean, it was fun. I would plow driveways for people, and I drove that vehicle all the time, but it really does put a strain on it. And with this thing being a 2001 and it being up here in Minnesota, you know, it's got rust, and I would rather just get an old beater truck that has a plow on it, that's, if I was going to do that, that just sits there and that's the only thing you use it for. I got all my shopping done, heading back to the house. Old Reliable here has 280,485 miles on it, but when I bought it, 95,000 miles. You have to take 95,000 miles off of that, and that's when the engine was replaced. So, I mean, she's still got a lot of miles, but with the black diesel that I've been driving for the last few years, I think I bought it actually in 2016, that truck now is going to go for sale. And you don't see it in the videos, but it's gotten really rusty. And I have almost 319,000 miles on that truck. So it's definitely time. So in 2 days from when I'm filming this, I'm heading down to Louisiana. Melissa and I already bought a different truck. It's a used diesel. The motor on that truck was rebuilt 22,000 miles ago. The reason I wanted to buy from down in Louisiana is there is zero rust. When I bought the diesel that I drive now, the King Ranch, you know, it looked beautiful when I bought it, and then within 6 months, it was starting to pop through with the rust on the box. And I explained this in one of the farmhouse videos on Northern Seclusion, that, you know, I bought it from a dealership. I'm sure that they mudded over, painted it up real nice, and put it for sale, and I bought it. Anyway, it's getting really bad, and so we did buy a different truck. I'm going to fly down to Louisiana, and then I'm pretty sure that the person that I bought the truck from, they're going to pick me up from the airport, and it's only, I think, like 5 miles from the Louisiana house where the truck is. I will pick it up, drive it around when I'm down there, and then drive it back up here by the end of this month. So I'm going to keep Old Reliable. I'll have the new used diesel, and I'm going to sell the black one. Melissa and I keep full coverage on all of the vehicles, even though every one of them is paid for, and I don't have no reason to have that truck just sit around. So I'll definitely sell that one once I get back from Louisiana, and I'm sure that the new one works good. You know, you've always got that worry now. It's like you're getting a different truck, but you don't know any of its personality or anything, so a little bit nervous about that. I just put it in 4-wheel drive because it hasn't been put in 4-wheel drive, and well, since I tried to back it in, it blew out the tranny. Everything seems to be working really nice in it now. Okay, everyone, well, thanks a lot for watching. Just letting everybody know that Old Reliable is back. I will see you guys on the next video.